So as you can see here, we got the top off, the top deck off, and we're gonna pressure wash the frame itself, in back of the engine, before we take the rest of it off. One, to see just how much rust is there before we punch through it, and other to kind of clean some of the grime off.
Hi everyone, I'm Christina with Beyond the Build Overlanding. Thank y'all so much for watching. We hope you are enjoying our videos. This is part 3 of the teardown and rebuild of Daisy May, our 1963 FC-170. And in this video, we're stripping everything to the frame on the back end of it, so we can see what we have to work with and what needs to be fixed so that we can start building on it and fixing everything. And Chris will be doing most of the teardown in this video. We really hope you guys enjoy, and thank you for watching.
So we got a lot of it pressure washed off, but you can kind of tell on some of these spots, well, the road grime is still pretty thick. We're probably going to pressure wash it a couple more times before we start sanding on it. And the main reason you do that kind of thing, it's all the yields and yields of dirt and road grime and crap that's on the metal, we can go ahead and get off before we start sanding. That way it's less stuff to get in your eyes, breathing, and that kind of stuff. We still want to wear goggles and mask when you're sanding, but it just helps get the top section off. Anyway, we're probably going to hit this at least a couple more times before we start sanding, but that's what it is so far. So doing an inspection after we did the initial pressure wash, we've got big pieces of road grime that's coming off, but we actually found the plate for the old splicer. Isn't that cool? But it's coming along. Definitely has some different parts we need to fix, but they'll all be addressed. Looking good though. Okay, so next day working on this thing, we've got this back receiver hitch area cut out. You can see I got this brake off. I need to grind it some. I need to take this off, which hopefully just loosens right up for me. I don't know, we'll see. As you can see, we got a lot of it sprayed down. We need to pull this top section off here. You can see right there where that's rotten pretty bad. But we're gonna pull this top section off, go all the way down to the subframe, sand it all the way down, and repaint it, because if you look at it in places, it definitely needs the help. And we're only gonna paint it up to about this point because we've got to pull the cab completely off. I guess I can take this off. We need to pull the cab completely off, and we do the engine and all that kind of stuff. So we're only going to paint it to a certain level, but that kind of gives you an idea what we're working on. We're trying to get the top frame off down to the subframe, and then we're going to start painting that, pull the old shocks off. We've talked about getting rid of the dually wheels, even though this is the DRW and those are kind of rare. We're looking at getting rid of those wheels just because I don't want to go and have stuff stuck in between these going down the trails. That's not going to be a good thing. But we're working on it. We'll just keep plugging, but kind of give y'all a little update. Okay, so if you look at the bottom of these, see how rusty these things are? I've already PB blasted them, but how long these U-bolts are here, I don't think I can replace them too easily. And the ones that are good, I need to keep good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a drill with a little wire wheel on it. Make sure you wear your safety protections, and I'm gonna clean all of this off of each one, so maybe these bolts will come off easier without stripping them. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but that's the next project. So noticing something on this, not real familiar with how they made this thing, but notice something. These nuts, this isn't one nut right here, so they're locked together. So you have your top nut and your bottom, and that's how they kept it from slipping off. So you can see I kind of wild brushed this one down a little bit. It's not great. I'm probably gonna hit everything with, after I wild brush it, I'll probably hit everything with some PB Blaster or equivalent of, and just lubricate as best I can to try to keep them good. But we'll see what happens. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the 3/4 and I'm loosening the bottom nut first, just a little bit, because I don't want to put an impact on there and hammer it hard and then mess something up. So I'm making sure I can at least break that free. Then I'll come back with an actual socket, drop them that way, and get the rest of it off. So one of the things on this project is what we're trying to do is, and we discussed this earlier in some of the other conversations, is we want to build this where we're going to take it through Canada and Alaska in cold weather. We have our Gladiators, we have our rooftop tents, we love them, can't recommend enough about them, but go up north, go into that kind of area in case you get freezing rain or whatever. I don't want to have to put down a rooftop tent in that. People do, and that's fine, that's their prerogative. A lot of people take trailers up there, but I like trailers, they work good, but I'm trying to do this kind of a budget, if you want to classify that build. A really good trailer that we looked at, you know, you're spending $45,000, $60,000. You know, we have a couple of friends that have $80,000 trailers. I'm trying to buy the vehicle, new drivetrain, and we're going to build the back of it out as a, think of a overland trailer on the bed. Not quite an earth roamer, not tall, but basically a trailer on the bed. That's the idea, that's the concept here. But the idea is I want to try to do all of this preferably under 30,000. That's the idea. Granted, that's including vehicle costs and that kind of stuff, and that adds up, but we'll see what happens. So I'm basically trying to reuse any of the stuff I could be using, but if it has to be new, it has to be new. I mean, safety first. So we'll see what happens. Maybe one bolt have to be cut. We'll see. Okay, so I got all but 3, I think, of the bottom nuts wouldn't come off. I got everything else broken, so we're gonna go ahead and excuse me, and get those off. Now, all your hardware, when you're doing builds like this, and yes, this is I'm trying to keep it under a certain price, make it more fundable, because as much as we want to do this, a lot of us can't buy, you know, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 rigs to do a lot of things. So we have to kind of, you know, mind our budgets. But with hardware, when it comes to nuts, bolts, lock washers, go back with grade 8. Go back with stuff that's not going to corrode if you're going close to the ocean or whatever. So you have always think corrosion, even if you live in the middle of the country. Another thing is you want something that you don't have to worry about it failing. Go ahead and go back with new stuff. Yes, I understand the price of things are a little high right now, but in the long run, it's going to be worth going back with the newer stuff. The only things I want to save are these big U-bolts, because, well, I'll show you, they're about this long and they may not be easy to find. But the hardware, I'm not worried about that. I just want to save the threads. So another thing you need to look at when you're pulling all these things apart, if it starts getting not wanting to come off, go back up a little bit, clean it a little bit, the threads off a little bit more, and it should come off easier. Some of them are coming off good, some of them aren't, but it is what it is. That's part of doing this. Okay, so another tip when you're pulling this apart, if you can see, and I'll bring the camera in here a little closer, this has a beam right here that keeps the width of this all the time. If you look up here, there is no beam, cross beam, to keep this thing square. So before you pull this whole thing apart, measure from corner to corner, edge to edge, take 4 or 5 measurements, make sure you write them down, take pictures, whatever you need to do, but make sure that you get that information, because if you don't, when you put it all back together, you may have an issue. We're actually going to, not this moment, before we put it back on, we're gonna put some cross members in here, strengthen it up some. We're going away with all this wood. We're doing the metal tubing coming up to help secure it better, because the wood is great and that was the original, and I kind of doubt all this wood is the original wood on it, but it could be. Anyway it goes, wood holds moisture on top of metal rusts, or make it rust faster. I don't want to do that. So with that in mind, we're going to go back and just get probably some 2x2 square tubing, come up, put some cross flanges on it, we can bolt it down with some rubber in between them, and go from there. But we're almost gotten this thing apart, but I just want to put that little note in there make sure you measure it all before you pull it completely apart, because if you don't, you may have an issue that you don't know you're causing. So this is why I'm trying to take care of these things and pull them off so gently. I can re-thread this, clean these threads up, clean this all down, but these are still good. Obviously these big, huge, I guess that would be straps on the bottom of that, as you would call those. They're usable. Clean them up, sand them down, paint them, reusable. All the other hardware is gonna be replaced, but look at those threads. That's what being careful is all about. Now, the problem with doing this, short of just cutting it, is time. It is time consuming, but like I said, I'm trying to preserve a lot of stuff, and hard parts like stuff like this is really hard to come by. And there may be another guy out there, or girl out there, that's working on FC and they need this one part and they can't find it anywhere. That's where we can help each other out. So, parts aren't easy to come by for some of these older oddball rigs, but unfortunately I like the older oddball stuff, and I want to turn this into a newer, older looking oddball. Now, even though I'm doing away with this wood, I'm gonna keep this piece as a template, and I'm gonna draw it out and keep a picture of this with all the dimensions and everything else, in case for whatever reason I need to know what that dimension is, and we can go back with it. When you're working on a project, buy a bunch of cut off wheels before you leave town. You may need them. we're talking about rust. Look at the bolt. That was going through a piece of wood, and that's moisture around that wood, or moisture in that wood around that bolt that makes that happen. That's why I'm gonna go back with metal. It's just far superior, and I don't want that to happen down the road. But look at that, isn't that crazy? That's what moisture does behind metal. So if you have an older vehicle that you're starting on, replace with good hardware. If you have an older vehicle in general, check your, if you have parts like this, it's rotten, check that, check what's going through that. But it looks like so far, we have gotten all the hinges out except these. I got this one left, but it's detached here. Let me go ahead and pull this out. Look at that moisture. Oh, that's rust. Look at that. Put that in our pile. Look at that. That's used to be metal. And that weakened your frame when that happened. So we're gonna have to stiffen all this up. But better be safe than sorry, especially what we're doing. So as you can see, we've got this stuff unbolted. I've got to get this whole thing slide off. Try not to hit the body. That's ideal. But you can kind of see how it's coming along right here. I'm gonna just set y'all up here. I don't think you're gonna be able to keep this thing straight up. That hard. Oh, no. Because you're teeter-tottering on that hose.
I'm trying to get back on that.
I don't, stop.
Right.
Just pick it up over there. Pick up the end. Try not to walk. Ooh, I don't want rust all down in that hole.
There we go. You want to do this side or do the other side then?
Okay.
That's where you want it?
Well, no, we gotta get it all the way off. I'm just trying to ease it.
Can we flip it?
It'd probably be better, honestly, if I undo one of those sides so we don't twist that up, and each of us grab a side. Instead of each of us trying to grab it. You know what I mean? I need the impact and the half inch, please. Yeah, just on the outside.
I think so. Did it come off?
Came off easy on the other one. Thought I was not even touching those.
Sides.
I will add that, but they were the right size for everything else. Okay, let me go grab a...
Something smaller than what you got.
Okay. Can't want top of the cow one and the other one, I don't know, soft bunny for some reason. Yep. They're both the same thing.
Popping on me every time I hold tight.
Well, yeah, the impact you got is going to.
Well, the other one's good. Oh, because that's holding all the weight.
Yep. I'm trying to keep them off, just throw them in a bucket.
So do the bottom one first, then on the next one.
Grab that.
Oh, here, you can grab that side.
I guess we'll just set them over there by that muffler. Got it? This is fine, just this way. Right here. I will leave. We'll just leave that there. Just keep crap out of it. Yeah, look at this wood though.
Yeah, see that?
I'm keeping all the big pieces. I can use them for measuring.
All the pieces that are good.
Well, I mean the wood. I'm keeping a hand on them.
Well, yeah, to get the measurements off the good pieces.
Yeah.
Because if it's shot, you can't get a good measurement. All in your free bucket?
All in my 3 buckets.
Way to go, Home Depot. Or, Harbor Freight, wherever you are.
Whoever you are. Jeez. I'm gonna say this much is trash.
I'm gonna say this isn't just on that
No,
wood.
I found little angle spots at the bottom.
Hello, Daddy.
Actually, it looks like they're both wrong.
You wanna know something?
What's that?
We like our pillow.
Yeah, but
We're too big for it.
less
They only have half our bodies hanging off of it.
the baby batteries.
I thought it would be big enough, but I was wrong. But it'll give her a little bit of something left in the Jeep when she falls. Oh, look. Okay. What can I do to her this? Just hold it.
I was hoping that both of them would feel like it feels like.
You might have to grind them.
Well, what they did is they mounted it to these.
And
What it feels like. So I don't want to cut that.
go ahead.
Maybe a
Go
big.
ahead.
Get this nice. Is that the right size?
Yes.
I got impact for this one.
You need to put the impact on the right thing. On that side. Just have to box it in the bottom.
So let's get these tools.
we going the right direction? You ready?
Yep. They come off. Nice. Is it double? No, it's not double.
No, I just dropped it.
It's all right.
Okay.
Do we hit? Okay.
I was gonna put it up underneath. There's a spot right here where I can put it.
Nope. Wasn't on all the way. Alright.
Yep.
Alright. That's this.
Should be able to go straight up.
Yep. I'm just gonna drop it. Cleo?
Clear?
Woohoo!
Is that rhubarb?
Rebar?
Yeah.
No. I mean that was the nuts you just. No, these were just big bolts that was going through the wood.
Yeah, but what was that on then?
It was just going through the wood.
Oh, that was going.
These were the nuts that were on top of it.
Okay, I was thinking those.
No. Alright. So we got that off. Got a huge mess we've got to clean up, it looks like. But you can kind of see the frame and the condition. It's not awful, but it's not great at any stretch of the imagination. But now we're down to this level, we can really start sanding it and cleaning it up. So I guess the next thing we need to do, I guess, is get the gas tank removed, shocks removed,
And then we get to do my favorite part.
painting, sanding, and then painting.
I
So-
like to do the painting.
Yep, that's the whole big deal. So, yep, that's what we are so far. And I think this axle may be shifted over. Look how close that is.
I think it is.
I mean, you're talking about just trying to punch a hole in a towel.
Well, if you look at the rim on both sides, this one's kicked that way more than it should be.
Yeah, there may be a little bit of misalignment here. It could be wrong wheels on here. But I'm glad we find this out now before later.
Always good to know before you get going.
That's it. All right, let's get back to it, I guess. Yeah, get that gas tank off. We're gonna need to clean the rest of this off. And eventually I'm gonna start sanding, but
I've got three
look,
sulfurs.
you can actually walk around. It's amazing.
I do kind of like that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
That it's right here. I know, it's just. This is your bed. That's all you have for the kitchen. Which
Doesn't give
means.
you enough for that fridge.
Not unless you put a smaller fridge in. That's the only
But
thing
you want
that's
a dual
small.
zone, especially.
I like to have a dual zone. That would be ideal.
You can get a smaller dual zone, but
And you can. We do have the biggest, baddest one they have, the 95 core. 75 would be a little shorter. But I would like to cut it right here because that's nice.
yeah.
But, I mean, the other one extending out the hill. But
Or would you play with the
after we paint it and do everything we need to do, I want to put this back up here in place before we even cut those and say this is going to be the length. I'm just trying to strip this down enough that we can actually get to it.
How hard is it?
That's still playing. Like this is going.
I think I started recording it for you. You were gonna do that.
Okay. Well, try not to keep just dead time. There's gonna be a lot of just dead time on here.
It's gonna be a nightmare to get this bumper off.
Bubbles not coming off. This bubble isn't coming off. Only thing we have left is we need to pull this off.
No, I mean, if we extend it.
No, that's not gonna be as bad as you think it is. This is what's actually spreading the frame, not this.
No, I know that, but there's no nuts, there's no nothing.
Well, no, it's rivet. You have to use one of those air chisel things to pull it up with.
Here we go back to your pillow and on the list of editing software.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you for letting me borrow your.
What was that? You want me to leave my key mistress out here for you?
I mean, if I gotta jump in, it's in my pocket. I was just,
Oh, okay.
you know, I couldn't dig it out of my pocket very well.
Okay.
Oh, that's not good.
What? The one on top just died.
No, it's still recording. It's only got 9% battery left. We got a big rust hole right here.
Oh. Well, you've got 30-some-odd% on this one. Do you want this battery in there? Since this one keeps overheating.
Okay. Gas tank's out. We gotta finish the straps real quick. Okay, so you can see we just got the gas tank out. It's sitting over there on the pallet pots. Got a few wasp nests, looks like, that was in here at one time. This doesn't look too bad. This I'm not happy with. We're gonna have to fix this. All in all, it doesn't look too bad outside of that spot right there. Sand all this down. Sand the inside down. We're gonna repaint the whole thing, which is one of Christina's favorite things to do out there. And we're gonna, as much as I love this original engine and it runs and it's good, we want to start using this thing for longer traveling. So because of that, she's gonna have to be changed out. So we're probably gonna stop painting her probably after this eel right here. Just from heel back, because from heel forward, we still got to pull the cab off and have fun with all that. We're just trying to get the back done and that big alum piece back on here so we can get the bed done before we pull the front completely off. But yeah, it's a project. Trying to do the majority of it ourselves. Certain things we're gonna have to, you know, get a little bit of help on, but we'll see what happens. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and finish taking the gas tank brackets off. We are not going back in with this old gas tank. So if you need an old gas tank for an FC170 original, I may have one if no one else has grabbed it yet. And that goes with everything. If I'm not going back in with it, I am gonna put it back out there in case somebody does need it that's trying to rebuild a project and is trying to go back completely stock in OE. But yeah, I'm gonna set y'all back up and I'll get back to work. So this is interesting. At the bottom of the gas tank, to keep friction from happening, we use rubber now. This is actually a piece of wood that they put in there. That's interesting. Old technology versus new technology. What is the old saying? Back to the grinder. And it's off.
watching our channel. Please remember to like, share, follow, and subscribe. And check out all of our other social medias. Thank you.